Hello, all there. Good afternoon, everybody. So, today it's 9th of July, and this is my day 9 of a challenge that I have accepted for myself, that I'm going to continue practicing my spoken English with you all by way of recording a video of discussion on any topic that I decide to discuss. So as usual, we decide the topic. So I have decided the topic of democracy to discuss in today's video. Yeah. So one thing that I would like to share with you all is that I must be looking kind of exhausted. Yeah, so I am feeling tired because it was my first day in school. Yes, so I might be looking worn out, but okay, no issue. We will continue our challenge to the end. Yes, so without taking any further time of you, let's start the discussion. So democracy, right? The word democracy, first of all, understand that when we listen the word democracy, what is that thing that instantly comes in our minds? By democracy, if I share my own opinion, there is a quote, a very famous quote by Abraham Lincoln on democracy, that democracy is by the people, for the people, and of the people. So this is a very famous quote from Abraham Lincoln, and this is the quote that comes to my mind at the very first instance when I listen the word democracy. So what is this? Why the people, for the people, of the people? जो word is, that word people is the core of this terminology and this whole system of a government. So now let's end the suspense and reveal that democracy is a form of government. Yeah, government का form where power is held by the people, either directly or indirectly, or in kind of representative form. So there are some features of democracy which defines the degree of democracy in a country. Okay, so let's first understand what those features are. So at very first instance, we come to know that where there is democracy, there must be free and fair elections. Yeah, because we understood what is democracy. Democracy is rule by the people, kind of, right? Or a rule of law. So people are going to elect somebody, yeah, maybe directly or maybe indirectly. Like in India, it's not direct democracy, rather it is representative democracy. Like we Indian citizens do not directly vote for any political party, but we have to vote for the representative of political parties. So the first was free and fair elections. The another one is active participation of citizens in the political system, right? So when you cast your vote, you are actually deciding the future of your nation. Like, what political party is going to rule or is going to make policies for you for the next 5 years, and what kind of ideology is going to be spread in the society, in the nation, right? It all depends on which political party you choose. So, right, that is why democratic nations you know consider their citizens as assets, right? Obviously citizens are assets, but when it comes to to be in rule, to get the rule, citizens become the most uh, special thing for politicians, isn't it? Yes, it is. The third feature that shows the degree or the presence of democracy in a country is protection of individual rights and freedom. See, what do I mean by protection? See, if there is no democracy, there is a monarchy going on in a country. So it depends on the king or the queen of that nation, that what political, what legal, social or fundamental rights you are going to enjoy, right? But on the other hand, if you are a citizen of a democratic nation, you are going to enjoy some fixed and without no discrimination a lot of fundamental rights, social, political, legal rights, right? For example, India, no matter which no matter which community you come from, what is your financial status, what is your physical appearance, what is your surname, what is and all that, doesn't matter, but you have 6 fundamental rights that you are going to enjoy unconditionally. Like, of course there is in condition of emergency, but it does not occur very frequently, so that's another thing. So in democratic country, citizens feel safe and they feel like, yes, they have that dignity, they have the power, or they have the freedom to decide for themselves. The another thing that another feature that I would like to share is separation of powers. Democracy means just not going to cast your vote and having lot of multiple options to cast your vote, but additionally, democracy works on a concept which is called separation of powers. That power is not going to be centralized in one or two hand, rather it will be decentralized on a predefined structure. Like in India, democracy ensures the separation of powers into majorly 3 blocks: legislative, executive and judicial, right? The another feature that is there, accountability of government to people. When people vote, people cast their vote to a political party or politician have that sense of responsibility in themselves, that people has shown trust on them, so they must be responsible for what they have been elected, or they have been they have been gaining fame, right? So they have the sense of accountability towards the citizens. Then we have rule of law, as I already said, that democracy ensures that there is a system, there is a legal system that you would have to abide by, no matter if even a prime minister or even president of the nation in a democratic country like India and many more, obviously, even if the head of the state does something wrong or prohibited by the laws, he would have to, bear the consequences for it. He cannot just be, he cannot escape just because he is sitting on a influential or in a powerful position. No, because there is a rule of law, so you would have to follow the rule. You never ever or in no way you can't escape the laws of the nations. Yeah. Then we have political equality. See, political equality by mean that every one person, obviously a major person, can vote, and no matter what is his financial position, what is his background and all that, his vote is going to be the worth of one value, being it a star of Bollywood, and on the other hand being a very a person of a poor family. No matter, their vote will value only one. Okay, so this is political equality. Then we have pluralism and diversity. When it comes to democracy, we have multiple options to cast your vote to a lot of political groups, or you have multiple options basically. So these were the features, and democracy just not exist. Democracy does not exist only in form of one or two form, rather it may vary, right? The rules and regulations, the type, the intensity may vary, but basically we have observed roughly 5 kinds of democracy prevailed in the world. Number first is direct democracy, in which you directly go to cast your vote to the final leader to whom you want to to be in the rule. Then we have representative like India, right? Then we have liberal democracy, constitutional democracy, participatory democracy. So these are the types, right? Then one statement that I would like to state in the last, that is, democracy is considered a fundamental value in many societies. Why? Because it promotes human dignity, freedom and well-being of citizens. So I hope this would be helpful for you, and you guys must have enjoyed my practice session. Yeah, so this was about democracy, and now for tomorrow the discussion of the topic of our discussion is going to be around literacy, right? Like a literacy rate, why it is important to be literate, and I'll be also showing the position of India on these grounds. So yes, I'm gonna talk about literacy rate, literacy education, its importance and all that. So thank you so much, stay tuned, bye bye.